Hello all and welcome to this Java tutorial. In this series I'm going to be showing you how to code or program in Java. So in this video I'm going to show you how to make a new project. I'm using the IDE Eclipse. You can use other ones like IntelliJ and then there's a couple more, but for this series I'm going to be using Eclipse. So in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make a new project. I'm going to talk about variables. I'm going to show you how to print and comment. So firstly, we can get started to create a new project. So when you open up your Eclipse IDE, you will have the layout will be a bit different. You will have projects here and a couple more things. But let's say you don't for some reason. I'll show you quickly how we can pop up everything on this IDE. Firstly, we'll go to Window, and then you can see there's a few options. But if you go to Show View, then we can go down to Project Explorer. Here you'll come up and you'll see all the projects that you have. You can see I do have 5, but we can create a new one by going to New, or File, New. Then we'll go to Java Project, and then here we can name anything. So I'm going to name it to Java Tutorial. And I'll just do one, doesn't even matter. And then we'll do finish. If this comes up, just do don't create. You don't really need this for the moment. And then here we have our new project. So you can see there are a good amount of files in here already. We have the JRE system library, and then we got the source. So this is where all our project will be stored in source. So if we right click on the actual directory, not on the source, but on the actual project, then we can go to new, and we'll have to create a new class. There are a lot of other ones which I will get into as we progress in this Java series, but for now we'll just start off with a class. And here we are creating our own class. This is where specific blocks of code can be stored as. You can have a lot of these in the same project, but for now we're only going to focus on one. So we can name this as any. Usually I name my very first one as main, as this is the main class that we'll be using. And then you will want to click on this tick here, the public static void main strings arg. This adds a bit of code into this class, so it just saves us the hassle. So then if you go finish, here you can see we have our project. So right here is our project, and here is our class. So by ticking what we just ticked when we were creating the class, it basically auto-completed this here. And what this means is you don't really have to know what this means at the moment, all of these lines. But just to simplify it, here we have the public class, and you can see this is where it starts and this is where it ends. So everything inside of these brackets here is in the public class, and just the name of this class is called main. So everything in here is inside of this class here. And then you can see in here, so this is called a method. We will get into methods later on, but basically to simplify it, once we execute this program, Java will look for a method that is called main, which is this one here, and it will execute whatever is in here. So if you have any code that is not inside of here, inside of these two brackets, it will not execute it unless we tell it to execute. So it will only run the code that is in here. So I guess we can get started with variables. So what are variables? Firstly, so variables are basically containers for storing any type of data values. So for example, we can store words, numbers, letters, booleans, which we'll get into, and a lot of other ones as well. We can store lists, and there's a lot that we can store, but we will discuss all this later on. But for now, we'll just start off with the basics. So the most basic variable, or it's called a data type, is the int. Int is basically the way you store numbers, full digit numbers, which so it's all numbers. There's no decimals, and So for example, let's say we write number and go 1. Number 1, and then we will equal this to, let's say 1 equals to 1. So basically what I'm writing here is I'm setting the data type, which is a number. So we are storing any number. This is the name of the variable. So if we want to call whatever data stored is, we'll have to call it by this value here that we can set. We can set this as anything. I'll just have as number, I guess, for now. And then you can see we're equaling this variable to 1. And then in Java, to finish a line of code, we have to use a semicolon. And just to let Java know, okay, that this line here is done. And that's about it. So let's say we want to print out, or let's say we want to use whatever number we have stored in here, which is 1, for example. We can print it out into the console. So let's say if you don't have the console, we can just do the exact same thing. We go to Windows, Show View, and then Console. Then we can just drag it down here. So here's the console. Anything that we print or any errors that come up will be shown up in this console here. So let's say we want to print out this this value here, number. Let's say we don't know what this value is, and we just want to see what this value is. So a shortcut that we can do is we go sys, so sys, and then out, sys out, and then if you do control and space, it will autocomplete the print. It's basically this is the way you print anything into the console in Java. We do system out, print inline. This means inline. And in here is what we'll print. Inside of these brackets is what we're going to print. So let's say we want to print the variable number. So what we'll do is inside of here we will print out number. Number. And now if we run a code, so you just have to run it here. So when we press this run main, we're gonna print out inside of the public class main, and then it's gonna look for the function, this function here, the main function, and it's gonna execute a code that is inside of here, between these two. So now Java does run the program down, so it will do. So for example, it will do line 1 first. There's one there. Okay, it'll do line 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's in this function. Then it'll do 5, 6, 7, 8. So it will go down in order. There are ways that we can skip or go back, but for now we'll do it this way. So if I run this, then you can go okay. You can see that in the console we get an output of 1. So basically what's happening here is we have set the data type, which is int, which means it's any whole number. Then we're setting a value to it, or a variable with any name. So this can be any name. We can call this name as cat, for example. And then we are setting this variable to equal to 1. And then all we're doing in here is we are printing out the variable cat. You can see cat is equal to 1. So when we print out cat, it's going to print out 1, because that's what cat is equal to. It's equal to 1. There are other cool things that we can do. So we can go cat, and then we can go +2. And what's going to happen is it's going to get cat, which is equal to 1, and it's going to plus it by 2. So it's going to be 1 + 2. And you can see the output. It's going to be 3. So that's the way variables work. We can also have something like that. Let's say we have int dog is equal to 5. Something cool that we can do. We can go cat plus dog. So what's going to happen here? Can you guess? It's going to print out, or it's going to firstly print out cat, which is equal to 1. Then it's going to plus whatever the value for cat is. It's going to plus dog. So it's going to be 1 + 5. You can see the value when we run it. We can get 6. So that's the way variables work, and then that's the printing mechanism. There are ways you can alter this. So for example, you can do system out print, but we're not gonna go into that as of yet. That will be for later on. So that's one type of data type. There are other types of data types. So we can also have a string. Let's say we can go name. Let's go equals. Let's go with Peter. Now a string is just a word. It just stores a specific text, and you can see we're doing the same format. So we're doing the data type, we're doing the variable name, and then I have it here as name. All right, let's do this so it's a bit easier. Do first name. So this is the first name. Then we're setting this as Peter. Now, whenever you're using, so if it's not a number, if it's some kind of text or a character, we have to put it around these here. All right, and then we can have it here as Peter. And then we can do the same thing. We can do sys out, control space, and then let's say if we want to print out the name. Oops. Not bad. You can print out first name, run this, you can see Peter. Now this 6 is just from the code above, and then we have Peter. Let's say we don't want to print out this anymore, we can comment this out. So the way we do that is we do two slashes. Now this code does not work anymore. Now you can see we have an error here. Why is that? Is because the printing, we are trying to print out cat plus dog. Even though cat and dog do exist, you can see we did comment cat out. So this, once it's commented, it basically this does not exist. So that's why we have an error. And what this is saying is basically we cannot add cat and dog because cat does not exist. Right. So then let's say, but an easier way, instead of doing slash slash, we can do control slash and it's gonna automatically slash it. We can also hold it. We can do control slash and it will uncomment it, or we can highlight everything we need and we can do control slash and it will comment everything out. So this is all commented out. This is very good to write any documentation. So we can do this is my first name. So now you will know what this piece of line does. As we can see, this is my first name. We can have an asterisk the code, so you can go slash this is my name. You can also do this as long as the slash is after the code, it's fine. So now we can clearly see, okay, this is the data type, this is the value, the variable value, and the value we have is Peter, and then you can see this is my name, Peter. Now we're printing out. Let's say we don't want to print out just Peter. We want to have a sentence. So there's two ways of doing this. Firstly, we can have a string here. We can go, I don't know, sentence, I guess, and we can set this again as some kind of sentence. We can do hello, my name is, and then we can do this again. We can do sentence plus. Actually, firstly, I will show you. If I do this, you'll see it will look a bit funny. So, hello, my name is, and then see there's no space. It's because there's no space there. We're basically adding this and this together. You see the way there's no space here or here? You can do a space here, or we can do a space here. And then when we run it, you can see, hello, my name is Peter. And now there's a space here. And you can see this code is not being executed because it is commented out. But let's say, so this is one way of doing it, but let's say we don't want to do it this way. I will comment this out, we don't need this anymore. Let's get rid of this. Let's say we want to just have some text in here. So the way we do this, we can easily just we can put a string in here and go, hello, my name is, space. Now you do see we have an error. This acts as a string. This here acts as basically as a sentence. So we do need also a plus, because what we're doing here is we are saying print out this text plus this text. Alright, so now if we run it, we'll see it'll print out, hello, my name is Peter, getting the text from here, and then we're plussing whatever text is in here. And then we can do something else. We can go plus, so we need a space here, and my name, and my age is, we have another space. And let's say we have an int. We go age is equal to 65. So now my first name is Peter. I'm age 65. Then we can just add it in here. We do need the plus, and then we can go plus age. Now you'll see when we print this out, we'll go hello, my name is. So hello, my name is. Then we're adding whatever my name is, which is first name Peter, and then we say and my age is, and my age is, and then we say plus age. Where's age? 65. So we put in 65. So that's the basics of Java at the moment. There are a couple more data types. I'm not going to get into it too much. That will be for another video. I'll say that'll probably be for the next video. But this is just the basics on how to set on how to create project, how to set variables, how to comment out lines, how to add comments. Like here, this is my name. You can do this is my age, and then you can see this is just, and then we also have to print it out. And then you also seen how we added as well. We can, there are other ways of doing this. So let's say we comment out, so we don't want any of this. Let's go back to here. Alright, I'm actually gonna get rid of this. I don't care about any of this. Let's say we have this. We have cat and dog 1.5. Another way of doing this is something cool that we can do. Let's say I don't want to add it in here, but I want to add it outside of this here. So we have another int then. Int animals. Ooh. Let's say I want to add, let's say we have 1 cat and we have 5 dogs. Right? But now I want to see how many animals in total do we have. So what we do here, it's basically kind of the same as the printing, except we do have to add it as something. So we have a new variable with int as a data type, and then the variable name is animals, and then we can also do cat plus dogs. Ooh, cat plus dog, not dogs. And then what this is going to do is we're gonna add cat, which is 1, and dog, which is 5. And 1 plus 5 is 6, so it's going to store the value 6 in here, and then we can print it out. Animals, and you can see we get 6. So we just get the value of cat, which is 1, the value of dog, which is 5. We add them together and we set it as the value animals, and then we can just print out animals. So that's basics of Java. Next video I will probably go through data types. Data types, as I mentioned before, are just the values of like int. So int is a number. String, you've seen string. So yeah, Bob. String is just a word. There is character or char, which is just 1 character. There's a boolean, which is true and false. There's a float. There's a double. I'll get into that in the next video. So stay tuned for that. I hope this helped for anyone that's starting off with Java, and I hope to see you in the next video.